Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, what I wore in a week for the start of winter. From everyday outfits to something a little more dressy, a little bit of a mooch at the White Company, a try-on in ME+EM and other stories, a little bit of DIY, which I very much regretted starting, and popping down to the wonderful Dr. David Jack's clinic, which resulted in this beautiful patch of brown I've got going on my face. But don't panic, it's work in progress and all will be revealed in today's video, so let's begin. Today I'm off to London. John Lewis have got a PR event for the launch of Awake Mode going into their stores, so very excited to go and have a little peek at that. And I kind of thought as well, which I'll show you tomorrow if I manage to do it, that I can pop into and other stories and have a little mooch of what's new in store and show you obviously everything that I find. So let me show you today's outfit of the day. I did have a bit of a drama what to wear actually because it's quite cold here. Weather report says it's going to be sunny and fairly warm in London. You're waffling, Jessica. Just tell them what you're wearing. So I have my lovely new jumper on that I went for in the pale blue. I do like blue and black together, so I've added accents of black with my belt, my shoes and my handbag, which is very heavy because I've stuffed a lot in there. I'm wearing my straight leg jeans, and then on my feet I've gone for my Old Faithful slingbacks, which are really comfy to wear actually. The one thing I'm debating is whether over the top I wear, one second, I think I might add my trench coat over the top, and I do like blue, black and camel together, so that's probably the one that will win. Oh, forgot my jewelry. My earrings are those lovely big statement ones that I got from Monica Vinader, and my necklace and my bracelet are both from Pandora. Right, I'll stop waffling because I'm obviously not very coherent today, and I shall turn the camera back on tomorrow and tell you everything I did and what I wore, and if I managed to try on a few different pieces in and of the stories. See you in a bit. Good morning, friends. I hope you are all well. So today is a new day after my absolutely sweltering experience in London. It was, shall we say, a big mistake to wear knitwear, and on top of that wear a coat as well, because I boiled alive. I picked the one day to wear a jumper in London when it's actually 21, possibly even 22 degrees. So I boiled alive. And in actual fact, when I arrived at John Lewis, I looked like I was having a hot flush. All my makeup had slid off my face and I was a big, hot, sweaty mess. But anyway, never mind. Thankfully, the collection stole the show and detracted attention away from my very shiny face. And it was beautiful, actually. So if you haven't already seen the new Awake Mode range that's in John Lewis, do go and have a look. It's not arrived yet, but they very kindly asked if I would like to choose something. And I went for this red dress, which I filmed. So if that arrives soon, I shall of course give you a little look at that too. So today I am prepping a little bit for a shoot I'm doing in a couple of days for skincare and some makeup. So I feel like I need to do something with all of this. My eyebrows, I don't know if you can see there or if it's too bright, but they're getting out of hand. So they need a little bit of a tweak. But local to me, I've only got a threading place. And I don't know about you, but threading makes me feel a little bit icky. There's just something about it that kind of just gets me a little bit like fingernails on a blackboard, but there's no other option near where I live, so I'm gonna brave it and go get that done. So outfit wise, I am wearing my burgundy roll neck, which I love. I've just done a bit of a half tuck there, so you see my waistband. I've added a belt, and these jeans were actually in my vintage pile, but like I often do, I thought, you know what, before I get rid of those, I'm going to give them one more try to see if I like them. I'm not totally convinced yet actually, so do let me know in the comments what you think. These are a very high-waisted pair that I bought from Levi. I think they're called the Rib Cage, and I bought them a few years ago and then barely wore them. And I think the reason I didn't really wear them was because David went, I'm not sure about those, so it kind of put me off, you know, when it gets in your head. But now I've tried them on again, I actually think I really like them, and they feel brand new as well. So do let me know what you think. Good morning. So this is my messy plan for today. I am painting my office. This is where I film all the time, and to be honest with you, it just got so messy and dirty and scuffed on the walls. It was actually getting really hard to just feel creative in here anymore because it was such a mess. So I had the great idea of painting it and making a bit of a wall feature with some wood paneling, but they didn't sell wood paneling in the sizes that I wanted to go for. So quite stupidly, I thought, oh, that's not a problem. I will make it myself with a bit of molding. I have since learned that making wood paneling by yourself is actually a really, really hard thing to do, even though I've got got, hold on, where is it? I've got my mitre board and I've got my saw. But what I didn't think about is that you've got to do these edges for every single one times 10 of them. It was one of those jobs that I started yesterday and quite quickly thought to myself, you know what, there's a reason there are experts that do this. I should have just employed someone to do it for me. It's a nightmare. So I'm going to get cracking and paint this room and tidy everything up and make it feel all lovely and calm and creative again. That's the plan. Maybe a cup of tea first, I think. And this is the result. My shiny new office is finally complete. It was definitely a bigger job than I thought, I must admit, but I am very pleased with how it's turned out. I'm quite proud of myself, actually, that I managed to create it all by myself. So I've been filming a couple of videos in here already this morning. As you can see, all dolled up. This actually is that beautiful dress that I chose at the John Lewis event. I decided to go for the red knitted sweater dress, and hopefully you agree, it was a good choice. It just feels like a really original version of a knitted dress, something a little bit different. Obviously with the knot detail that goes down the center, and then you've got that ruching on the arms as well. It's really comfortable to wear, nice and toasty as well at the same time. And then you've got that beautiful asymmetrical hem as well. So I'm very pleased with this one. Also, actually, I forgot to tell you the other day that I did manage to pop into And Other Stories when I was in London, and I found some really lovely pieces. So let me show you now what I tried on. I should sit down really, shouldn't I? But Mandu has stolen my chair. I think this is going to be a daily occurrence. Now, those of you that watched last week's haul video, you will see that I actually first of all spotted a couple of those pieces on my travels and tried them on in store. So let me show you. So first up, I tried on quite a glam actually looking slinky dress in this beautiful shade of red. I must have a bit of a thing for slinky dresses at the moment after buying that champagne coloured one. Maybe it's the festive season getting the better of me. But I thought this one in that pop of colour, very similar to what I'm wearing today actually, and that really beautiful neckline. I thought that would make a really nice outfit for going to parties this festive season, and I suppose just having that great staple going out go-to kind of dress. Now, And Other Stories are particularly great with their knitwear. I always rate their quality, and they have some really nice sort of essential staple kind of styles, which is basically what this roll neck jumper is. I didn't end up buying it simply because I thought I've already got very similar in my wardrobe. However, if you haven't, I do think this is a really good option and really nicely made. On my bottom half there are the zip-up leggings, which I did actually end up buying in the end. Now, I know lots of you are big fans of leggings already, and weirdly, I'd never really got into them in terms of styling it for my everyday outfit ideas. But once I tried this pair on, it kind of changed my mind completely what I think about the whole style, and it just kind of inspired me to think of all these different outfit ideas I would make with them, hence why I ended up buying those in the end. They're really comfy too. I did then layer over the top one of their beautiful winter coats. This one's actually in a deep navy, which is something I don't already have in my wardrobe in long version, so definitely still on my wish list. Again, a bit like their knitwear, I do find the quality of their coats really good, and I think it's really nice to see that they always manage to keep their prices within the realm of affordable. They don't ever seem to go super silly and getting up to that kind of £500 mark for a coat. So definitely a good option to look at if you're on the hunt for a new winter coat. As you know, I am ever a lover of a flared jean or two, so I had to try on And Other Stories version, which I believe are new in store. It's not the exact same style that they've had before. So slightly darker version, which I think suits winter a lot more, and a really nice fit, to be honest with you, around the waistband, really sitting in nice and snug, but not too tight. And then the length on these, as you can see, my nearly 5'8" is coming up just about right. If you are more petite than me, you probably will have to have these taken up. However, you could save yourself a little bit of money getting them done professionally and just use a little bit of Wonder Web, which works brilliantly. On my top half there, I'm trying on one of their classic bestseller pieces actually, with their alpaca knit. I've got one of those already in black, but I wear it so much that I was thinking about adding another colour into my wardrobe. So possibly this one, but do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think I should go for something a little bit lighter? What else did I try? Oh yeah, that's just me faffing with it, showing you that you can indeed tuck it in as well. Oh yeah, that was a pretty one. I should have bought that actually. That's a wrap cardigan, again in a knit. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what yarn it is, but it was definitely lighter than the alpaca jumper. And I think those kind of knits are quite handy to have in your wardrobe because we don't always want to wear those big chunky knits that can kind of feel a little bit overpowering. Sometimes we just need to feel warm and toasty, but we don't want so much bulk. So I do find these sort of cardigans are particularly handy for those situations. Plus I think there's something quite pretty and nostalgic about them too, particularly with those sleeves actually, which I thought made a really nice detail. What am I doing there? Oh, I obviously really liked the navy coat because I tried it on again with the wrap cardigan. Yes, Jessica, you are convincing yourself to buy another coat. Oh, and then this blouse, which I loved. Hopefully you loved it too when you saw it last week in my haul. Now this one is actually available in a really pretty light blush tone, a little bit like the colour of that wrap cardigan actually. But I decided to go for it in the burgundy. One, because I do already have quite an excess of beige and pastel coloured tops in my wardrobe already. I did also think it's nice to have that pop of colour, particularly for winter, to sort of liven up those outfits. And that was everything I tried. But fear not, I am actually heading to London again tomorrow, so I'm hoping to have time for a little mooch around the shops as well, which of course I shall take you along with me. So I've got a few more reels and YouTube shorts to film in here today, and then very exciting, I'm finally getting my roots done this evening. They are so bad, as you probably saw in that video yesterday when I was painting this room. I feel like my roots are pretty much down to my ears at this point, so I definitely need it done. So I shall make sure I turn the camera back on tomorrow, show you what my hair looks like, what I'm intending on wearing to go down to London, and of course I'm going to take you along with me. We're going to head to the shops and I'm having a very exciting treatment on my skin. Well, when I say exciting, it's probably going to be painful and then quite exciting, but I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. See you in a bit. Well, that was a lovely day, but exhausting. So I've just got home from a day in London. So let's start with the positives. First of all, I headed down to London to go and see the new collection at ME+EM. Hang on a minute, I'm just gonna take my shoes off. They've just done a bit of a revamp in their Marylebone High Street store and it's beautiful. I actually had the dreamiest looking changing room ever. Like I'd want to have something like that at home. It was amazing, really beautiful space. And of course, as you can imagine, the collection was just gorgeous and I found so many pieces that I would love to add to basket. So I filmed a couple actually because I thought you would like to see. Well, this chair's not very comfy, is it? That's better. So first of all, I found this, what I think is absolutely gorgeous wrap cardigan in a beautiful chocolate brown tone. Now I remember seeing this actually, I think they brought it out last winter in like a light grey. I think I featured it on my channel actually. Really, really loved it. Didn't spoil myself on one of those pieces that you kind of was kicking yourself about. Anyway, they've brought it out this season in one of the big colour trends, which of course is chocolate brown. And I tried it on and totally fell in love with it. I just really like the fact that it was a 2-in-1. You've got the vest top and then you've got the wrap over the top. But it just meant that you'd got that little bit of skin showing at the side of your arms here. So it felt a very teeny tiny bit sexy, but equally you're just wearing a cardigan. And I just thought it was something a little bit different. I really, really like that. So I might have to add that into my own wardrobe. Then staying with knitwear, I tried on this orangey red jumper. This is one of their sort of classic pieces that they bring out in, I think it's in a couple of different colours. But for some reason, a pop of colour caught my eye and I tried it on. And actually I surprised myself how nice it was to wear something quite bright in wintertime. I think my default setting is to opt for neutrals and quite a pastel palette, I guess. So yes, a lovely pop of colour with that jumper. Then I found this beautiful white lace shirt. Well, I say lace, it had, I think it was a bit of organza on it as well. A really, really gorgeous blouse. And then you've got that collar detail for something a little bit different. And I saw this piece as one, wearing it on its own with a beautiful pair of trousers for the evening, but also under a blazer. And also I kind of thought, wouldn't it be nice if you just left that collar as the detail only over a very simple knit, for example. So really loved that. Then I had a little try on with this boucle coat. I really love boucle and I do like the colors they chose, but I think shape wise it just felt a little bit too A-line. I loved it, but I can't imagine I would get enough wear out of it. I think that was my issue with that piece. I really wanted to try on their new man pants because they just make the best tailored trousers ever. Sadly, it ran out of time, so I might have to order those online. And then although I was going to try this dress on, because I was running out of time, I just had to hold it up against me. So I'll have to order that another time and see if it will work with me. But I was thinking with that one, just a beautiful classic little black dress or long black dress, but with those really pretty organza details. I do love when it's sheer across the chest. I find that really nice. So although they had a beautiful spread of food that they lay on at these events, as is always the case, and I keep telling you, nobody ever eats it. And I was determined. I thought, no, this time I'm going to start a trend. If I start eating, everybody else will follow. I forgot. So after I left there, I went to Joe's Juice for quite possibly the most expensive smoothie I have ever had in my life. £9 that cost me. £9 for a smoothie, that's just extortionate. Because I was on Marylebone High Street, which is one of my favourites, I then had to have a quick little mooch in the White Company, which is just opposite. I just love that store and everything in it, basically. So I had a little look at their new collection, some sparkly pieces, found a couple of nice sparkly t-shirts that I would like to add to basket, and then of course all their beautiful fragrances. In winter, I do like their winter candle. It's the best one, I think, at Christmas time. But what I thought was nice, actually, if you don't really like candles or you don't like lighting them in your house, you can now buy a pot puree bag that smells of the same scent. So I thought that was a nice alternative. And also a nice idea for perhaps table decoration at Christmas time. I found either these little votive candles that come in a nice gift box, or you could hang them on the tree. Well, the other thing I thought would be nice for Christmas tables was this hand cream and nail set. Very pretty indeed. So then after, I had to write a list of everything I did so that I wouldn't forget anything. So then I went down to Dr. David Jack's clinic, which is near Victoria Tube Station. I've been there before, and it's a really, really beautiful clinic where you can have Egyptian facials, all sorts of different facials, and different skin treatments that are a bit more aesthetic if you so choose. So the therapist I see there is Anna, and she's absolutely gorgeous, like a really, really lovely soul. We were sort of waffling about my hormonal lack of sleep, and she was telling me to download this app about the moons or something that's apparently, you know, your body goes in sync with the moon cycles. So I'm definitely going to do that. But anyway, first of all, she very sweetly gave me an absolutely wonderful feeling Egyptian facial. I've never had one of these before, but part of it, she said, was to do this shaving on your skin. Oh no, I don't want that, because the hairs will just grow back thicker and faster than ever before. I'll look like a werewolf. No, don't be silly. She said they will only ever come back as thick as they were before. So I don't know, a little bit fluffy on your skin. But it can help with pigmentation and just remove the dead skin cells and help your skin glow. So I had that first, which felt lovely, and then we went on to doing a bit of a skin test for the IPL treatment I'm going to have. And this lovely brown spot here, if you were wondering, is the patch test that we did with the IPL. Now, I've wanted this treatment for so very long, but I was very scared that it's going to hurt too much, and I'm a bit of a wimp. So it was actually really good to have the patch test, because it also gave me a test of, am I going to be able to hack this pain? Am I going to be able to do it over the entirety of my face? And while yes, it hurt a little bit, it was in no way near, shape or form how much I'd built it up to be in my head. It was kind of like someone's done that on your skin, bit of a flick, not even actually that hard. So that really reassured me that I know I can absolutely get through the treatment and have that lovely glowing skin afterwards. So although this looks a little bit scary, it is totally normal. Apparently, wherever you've had the IPL to start with for the first couple of days, it gets darker. Essentially, all the pigmentation will just come up through the layers of the skin and then either flake off or just go away. So as you can see, this is pretty dark actually. I think I'm going to get rid of an awful lot of pigmentation. It's not going to make it disappear completely, but it will really fade it, hopefully, and not be so obvious as it is now. I was supposed to go to another couple of events. There was one for French Connection and one for John Lewis, and I would have liked to go. However, because my hormones have been playing havoc, I've been sleeping really, really badly, to the point that actually this morning it was a 2 a.m. start and I was just wide awake and had to go to London that day. So I think by the time I'd finished at Dr. David Jack's with Anna, I was ready to just burst into tears. I was so tired and so emotional, and I just wanted to go home, so I couldn't face going to any more events. So I'm here. I'm just very excited that I'm going to have really clear, non-pigmented skin. Right, I think that chit chat for Friday has probably gone on for about 10 minutes alone, so sorry about that, but there was a lot to tell you. Now, if truth be told, it is actually Wednesday again. I've not kept up with my days very well, have I? But what's a few days between friends? So I'm actually just on my way to my local pub to meet my lovely friend for an early before dinner drink. Oh, I'm losing my lighting, trying to walk. And as you can see, it snowed. Woohoo! Woo! Very pretty, but kind of turned to slush now. So I thought I would try and quickly show you what I'm wearing, but the logistics of this actually is quite difficult. And it's cold. Maybe I should just show you my outfit when I get back. So I'm wearing a classic cashmere crew neck jumper, much needed today. And over the top of that, I've put the Jenny Kane cardigan that I've got in the grey. One, I thought it would be a little bit longer while I'm wearing my quite tight feeling leather trousers. And two, it's super warm and cozy as well. I've added this big chunky grey scarf over the top, and then to finish, my long black coat. Now, as you can see, that pigmentation is still working its way out of my skin. So I actually decided, ooh, watch the ice. I actually decided to push that main treatment back until mid-December, as I didn't fancy filming with a whole face full of really bad pigmentation. So yes, this evening is all about friends and maybe a nice glass of wine or two. So I better get inside, but I really hope you've enjoyed this what I wore in a week in winter that wasn't actually a week, but we talked about lots of fashion, so that's all the good stuff. As always, everything I've worn in today's video, along with everything I tried on in those stores, is linked in the description box below. And unless I write in the description, I always choose a UK 10 in pretty much everything. If you're feeling generous, a thumbs up is always very gratefully received. And if you're not already, it'd be lovely if you'd like to subscribe. Okay, I think my fingers are going to fall off now. I'm so cold. So I'm going to go in, have a wonderful week, and I will see you all again on Sunday. Take care.